Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Good evening and welcome to the Wednesday night edition of Spaced Out Radio tonight. My name is Dave Scott. I'm the guy who wears a lot of tinfoil, and I hope you're all wrapped up as well as Antonio Alves is here. And we're going to discuss UFOs, alien civilization. Are they gods or are they from the stars? And we're going to get going right here momentarily. Let me just find the old race fan email. There it is. We have Paramarv in the gold medal position, Kitty Caddywhack with a silver, and Race Fan taking home the bronze medal tonight. Roswell Alien, how are you? Nice to see you. Thunderhead, nice to have you here. JSCO, thank you for joining us. Robert Lamoth, good to have you here. In K17 and Necessary Dialogue, good to see you both. Mel WD40 is here lubing us up for tonight's show, because you always want to go into a show nice and smooth, especially when you're talking aliens. You never know when that probing is going to happen. So thank you, Mel, for the lube. We greatly appreciate it. Frankie B and T-Bone, my man. How you guys doing? T-Bone, I hope you're doing well tonight, my friend. Scrolling on down, we have I'm Hardcore over on X. And who else is next here? Well, let's just scroll down a little bit here. Lisa Smith, nice to see you. Number 42 in your program, starting at right wing from Stockholm, Sweden, Lars Jansson. There he is. Thomas Rock, how you doing? Luscious Jules is here. Luscious Jules will be signing autographs after the show. Line up to the left of the studio, if you don't mind, to the left of the studio. Doug Shelby is here. The Doug Shelby has arrived, which means we can officially start this show. Operation Shutdown. How you doing, Kitty Caddywhack? Thank you very much for kicking off the Super Chat tonight. The Super Chat is a wonderful way to support what we do on this show on a nightly basis. So thank you for your love. I greatly appreciate it. Sharon Sunshine, welcome to SOR Chat. How are you tonight? Undead Jed, nice to see you. Algaray over on Twitch, 750 pounds on the leg press, 200 times. Oh, man, his legs are jacked for tonight's show. Kurt M., thank you for joining us as we continue on with our roll call. East Coast Turnaround on X is here. East Coast Turnaround will be signing autographs after the show as well. Line up to the right of the studio, if you don't mind. To the right of the studio, only signs in gold Sharpie. So if you don't have anything that's going to look good on a gold Sharpie, then you might be SOL. Scrolling on down, Erica Stover, how are you? In the studio, nice to see you. And who else do we have here? There's Undead Jed and Luscious Jules and Super Crazy. How are you? Nice to see you. Let's continue on with our roll call. Millennium, my man. How's it going? Nice to see you here. J True Seeker, how's it going to you? All right, we are caught up. Yeah, see, East Coast. Gold Sharpie only. That's it. Not signing with anything else. Walter Kochabinski, how you doing, my friend? Good to have you here, Walter. Walter, I bet you had at least one relative with an accent that called you Walter. Prove me wrong in the chat room. Walter, how are you? Let's get the radio side going. Hello and welcome to the radio and podcast side of Spaced Out Radio tonight. Good to have you with us. My name is Dave Scott. Author and experiencer Antonio Alves is going to join us talking about gods and UFOs and ancient civilizations. We're going to get into it pretty heavily with his experience. It's going to be a good one. I promise you that. We're in roll call right now on our YouTube side. So let us say hello next to Pam Harris. Thank you for coming on in. And let's see. Did Walter respond? Oh, I got the thumbs up from Walter. Walter, bring me a cocoa. Bring me some cocoa, Walter. All right. T-Bone, my man, another gifted membership. You are the boss, man. Seriously, you are the man. I love you. Thank you very much for supporting your fellow chatters. Spiraling69, how are you tonight? The super chat is open. It's a wonderful way to support what we do. You could join our membership on YouTube. As well, shop at our Spaced Out Radio store. Why? We do not have ugly swag, people. No ugly swag. So go to spacedoutradio.com. Get yours today. Throw those horns up, everybody. It's that time of the night. Let's rock.
Are you ready to hear your mystic voice of the night?
It's time to wake up.
He's here. Shush. Be quiet. He's ready for you to listen. Let's point our ears towards the little cabin in the woods, where together, my friends, we own the night. It's time for Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott.
From the mountains of central British Columbia to you listening around the world, this, my friends, is Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. We welcome you to tonight's show on our terrestrial affiliates around North America, digitally on every major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. You can follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. Tonight's show is brought to you by Chive Charities. Help make the world 10% happier by visiting Chive Charities today. You can find them on our website. We have an amazing show for you tonight. Author and experiencer Antonio Alves is going to join us to talk about his occurrences. Are aliens gods? Are they from a different civilization? We're going to find out here very shortly. Then in hour number 3, Swamp Dweller will join us to kick things off. Katie Page will be here for the, what do we call that? What do we call hers? The Encounters? Yeah. Anyways, Katie's going to be here because she does some good stuff around here. Then we're going to follow that up by the weird news of the week. Originally from Portugal, Antonio Alves is a self-taught UFO researcher who has spent decades exploring the phenomena and its surprising connections to ancient religions, spiritual encounters, and unexplained human experiences. Guided by vivid dreams and mysterious events throughout his life, Antonio developed an unconventional knowledge base that sits outside traditional scientific and religious frameworks. As he connected with others who shared similar encounters and messages, Antonio's research grew into a lifelong mission to understand the deeper meaning behind extraterrestrial contact and humanity's place in the cosmos. Now living in Modesto, California, Antonio continues to investigate the patterns, symbols, and spiritual implications hidden within the UFO phenomena. And I got to tell you, you definitely want to get his book. I believe you can find it on Amazon. It's called Gods or Civilizations from the Stars. Let's bring him on in, shall we? Antonio Alves, welcome for the first time. How are you?
Hi, good. Thank you for being here.
You are a lifelong experiencer. You are an author now. You are somebody who has really taken this subject very seriously from a personal level. When did it all begin for you? When did your first experience happen?
Well, my first experience, they will be around 75, 76. And when I live in the farm in Portugal, and I was go call some friend mine, and they have a lot of olive trees, and there was real dark. There's going to be in the winter time. There must be around 8, 9 p.m. And when I was walking, and I saw that bright light, real big, above of the olive trees, and I looked for that light. I don't know how long time. And when I will look at the light, I thought, oh, it's better I call my friend. I live real close. For it's all that for the like the witness. For I want both so that light, and I go call him, and he was at home. He come with me. I have about that time 11, 12 years old, and both we look at that bright light, but in that moment there was different. The light changed to white to orange, and they start move real slow above the trees, no noise, and we keep on looking until disappear. And after that thing disappear, we look each other, and then what is that? And it's funny because there was a time I even does know the word UFO. There was really new for us. And
That experience that you had with your friend, how old were you when that happened?
I must be around 11, 12 years old.
And how did you know it was a UFO and not just an airplane?
Well, first time in that area, we saw a lot of airplanes, and that it's a real big bright light. The there was above the olive does move. I don't know if it's a UFO. I even doesn't know the word UFO when this thing happened. Uh, we just see something is strange, and and I just look for that. I don't know a long time, but when how they move and how they change the color white to orange, and it's no noise, nothing. We don't say it's a UFO for each other, but we just figure out something real strange. We never saw that before.
And was it
And
way up high in the sky,
no,
or
no,
was
no, no. It's right in the top of the olive trees, right in the top.
oh,
It's real close. It's real close. But we just stand over there about what? I don't know, maybe 35, 40 meters from the light, and we just keep looking, and that thing start move, change the color, white to orange, and just start move slowly, and we just keep walking, watch that thing until disappear. The
I mean, that is close.
Yeah,
That's a
it's real
close
real close.
encounter.
Yeah, it's real close, and what's happened after with me, with not too much with them, but more with me. They start change. I have, like I said, I have like 11, 12 years old, and they start change my mind, and for nowhere, I start interested about all kind of religions, and I start reading I start for the Bible, and start take out something they show almost close what I saw in that night, but what the things start coming up with me and happen, it's as I have a dreams, and that dreams uh, is something that changed my mind, the way I was thinking about the religions.
As this was going on for you, and this weird, strange, silent light is right above the olive trees, did you happen to have any missing time? Did
Uh,
anything seem off after it left?
I don't know because, like I said, I don't know nothing about UFOs or missing times, nothing. But just later, I I got some experience missing time, but it was just happened 1986. But But that time, no. I just what I know is that dreams and all that interest about religion that I know. I have that feeling there was because the light.
Did you and your buddy talk about it a lot afterwards?
Uh, yeah, we talk with some people too. We saw something strange, but the people said we be nuts. They were just childs, and that's it. And we stopped talking with another people, you know. And after that, they start happen things in my life, and I know it's everything. It's because that night.
My goodness, what a way for your life to change. And you have no idea why that happened. Or, I could see where this put you on this complete life change right from there. I
Yeah,
mean,
and like in my country, we have in that time just one channel. It's a government channel, and we can undertake any information. Nothing if you want. And I was a child, and I don't think too much about that. Just when the things start happen, real when they start be like, they start happen at night. Uh, I feel like paralyzed, and I have that so many times. My parents decides have have something place where I sleep in this room because I'm so scared what the thing happened in my bedroom, and I just run to his them bedroom because and they happen a lot of times.
and why wouldn't you? I mean, I have a 12-year-old son, and I know when he gets freaked out every now and again, with a nightmare or something along those lines, he'll run into, cuddle up with mom or dad in bed as well. I mean, that's just what kids do. It's,
Yeah.
with your parents being a safety blanket, no pun intended. But this experience, did it kick things off for you? Is this, or was it something that was like a one-off scenario that it only happened once?
No. That paralyzed things they happen a lot of times, and you know, the funny thing they happen not when I'm sleeping, but I was wake up in the bed and they start all my body start paralyzed, and I start call my parents. The voice, the sound doesn't sound out, and after a while, I don't know, a long time, everything gone, and it's not normal because I run to the bedroom to my parents. We're real scared, and some nights in the middle of the night, I come back again and I start studying the Bible, take parts from the Bible, and I start begin to write the book with that age.
For those who have never experienced it, what is it like to wake up in the middle of the night and your body is paralyzed?
Well, it's scary. It's really scary, and special. You you can do anything. You can move. You can make any. You can call anybody. And you don't understand because you never listen anybody talk about that. And but one thing I have that feeling. This is all about that night happened with the light. This is I've always have that feeling there was, and all that it's about religions, all about uh, that confusion about gods or aliens or well, I don't call aliens that time. Something there was, I even doesn't call aliens.
Did that light ever come back?
Yeah, I saw more times that light, but after a while, maybe 1977, I have another experience with a different light. I was I was with my father, watch TV, and that's a farm, and my father has about 4 or 5 dogs that time. And this is a small village. They have about around 1,000 people, no more than that. Uh, and we watch the TV, and we start all the dogs, a lot of noise. The cows and the horses, they make a lot of noise. And I come out and say, I tell my father, I'll go see what's happening in the farm. When I step out from the house, everything come quiet. No dogs, even the neighbors' dogs. Everything is quiet. And I look, I call my dogs. The dogs even come from these houses. And and that at that moment, I look at the sky, and I saw a big. Of course, that time I don't even does know that name. They're called now the mothership. You know that cylinder, real orange, real, and that they no noise. They was so big, real big. You know, if you go like this with the hand, this big in the sky, and you can imagine how big the thing is. And I called my father and said, hey, come see this. And oh, and my father go, and we both saw that, and he knows too. And they have no noise. And it's it looks like, now I can say like this. It looks like the time stop. You have nothing. I believe there was not just me that saw that. And we keep looking, and my father said they got the binoculars and wrap that. And we saw what by the binoculars, what we see is like a windows. I don't know, it's a windows or whatever it is, but real black points at that cylinder shape. And the thing just go real slow, no noise. And how big that thing is, there was supposed to make a lot of noise because it's real big. Well, we look at that for, I don't know, about 10 minutes. We be watch that, and my father says, I'm go back to watch the program. I said, okay, I'm go too. And after a couple of minutes, I don't know how many minutes, all the life come normal. All the dogs come out, the noise, the horses, everything, the life come back again normal. And that moment, I walking again. When I listen, everything is normal. I just step out from the home, and I look at the sky. Everything is gone.
Your father didn't want to believe.
My father just looked, and okay, it's something. Usually he said, "Oh, that must be something the Americans did." That's why he said, and then he just go back again and go see the show, the program, and that's it. That's what happened.
Do you think it scared him?
No. I just think like he said all the time. This is American stuff, maybe, and that's it. And they just go back home, and no, it doesn't scare them at all. Yeah. Because even me, I even doesn't know what I'm looking for. I don't know what that thing is. It's real strange, because so big and have no noise, and they go looks like so slow. They go slow, but when you don't know nothing more than that, you just look, and it's that. But one thing is true, they keep in my mind, and all these years, I never forget that thing happened. It really happened.
At what point in your life did you realize that you were a UFO / ET experiencer?
After that, and that time, I'm still don't know what's the real go. I know there was something strange, but I think the point that I was real confusing. It's 1979, 1980. Because I go to the high school for a big city, and what's happened is in the week we have like 2-3 days off in the afternoon. What are we doing? Some guys, normal 2-3 guys, we go to the road and ask for a ride for you come early from the school to go home. And that's funny because what we did, we are kids, and we have like a rule. We have 5 cars for ask for a ride, and who got it the right, you go with the next to driver, another one goes sit down in the back. Kids thing. And one day I was asked for a ride with a friend of mine, and they come a black car. Uh, and this is funny because I all this I go tell you now. I don't realize that thing is with the UFO stuff too until 2006 when I got an interview with the president of Apple. It's a Portuguese UFO association in
Right.
Portugal, and it's real nuts. And say, hey, you can believe this must be the man in black. This and I look like that in black. Yeah. And matter of fact, one day he asked me for go to a talk show in Portugal, and I just tried tell the story about my friend that light. And he said, no, you must tell that story about the right. That's just very interesting. I said, oh, no, because when we talk about black men in black, and they come more strange, I think, for myself. But let's go tell you what's that happened. And there come that black car. I asked the right, and okay, the car stopped. The driver opened the window, really, and tell us, okay, come inside. And I go next to the driver, and my friend sit down in the back. When the driver start, on the road again, the first thing he turned to me and asked me, we talk about 1977, asked me what I think about Bermuda Triangle. I look at him like real strange, what kind of question is that, you know? And I was so confusing, and I even didn't answer because I was not thinking it gonna be that kind of question. After he asked me what I think about Bermuda Triangle, he started talking about aliens, about pyramids, about DNA. I even doesn't know what the word DNA you talk about, you know. And they talk about the religion. They talk about uh, the time. We have just one time, we have not past and future, we have just present. But well, it just keeping talking all way. We talk about 22 kilometers, it's not too far. And it's just talking. And one of the most strange thing is, he even doesn't ask where we live. He just go inside the village. He just drop my friend at home, and he just dropped me in the front gate of the farm of my parents. And when he leaving, he tell me if I reading 3 books, and that time we even haven't buy a library at the town. We still don't have. And I said, okay, and they give me three names of the book. Well, that thing passed, I don't know, a long time. And one day, I was with another friend, asked the right. I don't know if they passed 1 month, 2, 3, I don't know that. And there come that black car again. And the car stopped. Well, I even don't remember that. And when I look at the window and I see that man, of course I remember, because that's this real story, strange story he started, especially when he asked me about Bermuda Triangle. And he said, okay, come inside. Okay. I go again in the front with him, and there was another friend go in the back. But this time, there was another man sit down behind the driver. I don't look too well for the man. What I go tell you is what my friend told me the next day when we pick up the bus for go to school.
Hold that thought right
okay.
there. We're going to go to break here at the bottom of the hour. Antonio Alves is here. He's an experiencer. He's somebody that wants to tell his story about his UFO encounters as a kid and how they continued when he grew up to be the person he is today. This is Spaced Out Radio. That's a good start. That's a very good start.
Yeah.
Great job. You having fun?
Yeah. I got fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Well, a lot of things tell you the things happen.
That's
It's
perfect. That's perfect.
it's 45 more than 45 years
Mhm.
with this.
Jerens Carter, how are you? Julie Rios, nice to see you. People keep tracking on in here.
Mhm.
Good times tonight. I love these personal encounters. This is what I love about this show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they be real strange. I'm still confused and that days and all these things happen and why these things happen to me. This is
Mm-hmm.
you know
Oh, and you know what? With my own experiences, me too. I lived a happily boring life.
yeah.
You know, I didn't want any of this, and now look at me having to do
Yeah.
this 5 nights a week.
And after a while I figured out this is not start with me. They start with my grandmother, my uncle, the side of my family, my mother. They have a lot of. I have a couple people. They saw things too. And they have experience like paralyzed. My grandmother have that kind of thing too. You know, and and now my daughter. I think you got it. I sent the picture of my daughter, the marks. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there was a real strange. Everything changed. Like kid, all the things you have in your mind. You have in the classroom history classroom, and you look at the teacher, say, yeah, you're right. You know, we must study, but we don't believe it. But we must study that.
Oh, yes. Oh, very
You know,
true.
yeah, I
Very,
know.
very true.
When they said, so, "Oh, we're building," there was the slaves. That I said, "Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay," but you know.
How long have you lived in the United States?
Well, I come to Connecticut 1987. I live in Connecticut for 12 years, and I go back and I work for 23 years in the hospital, cardiology lab. And now I
Mhm.
be here, and I come back because my son come, and I come back 2023,
Wow.
and and uh, and now I live with my son, then his wife.
Well, what does he think about the UFOs?
Well, it's not there was not my daughter. My son is too. He saw things too, and the feeling things too. But he said, don't tell nothing about me. I don't have a problem with the job. You work at Apple in Silicon Valley. I said, no, don't say nothing about me. You can say about her, but don't say nothing about me. I don't want problems in the job. I say, okay, don't worry about that. I don't say it. My story, it's enough I tell. It's not.
Not your story. That's right. That's his.
it,
Mhm.
but it's you try to do it everything for help me for send that message, to the people,
Yes.
and usually in Portugal, some people come to me because I've been the 4 times in talk show in Portugal,
Yeah.
and somebody asked me for do a documentary about what I saw, and that they was in the place, and they record tape, they tape everything, you know. But this is if you go talk about my daughter tonight, that was the first time because always I just tell my experience, and there was I think it was enough for things happen, and if some the things can be happen, a lot of things happen. I even doesn't real think about because it's like when I got a vision, when I got some calls for go someplace. I even doesn't talk about that ones because that is I don't say it's irregular, but maybe 3, 4 months the thing happened.
Right.
But nothing happened over there. It just go walking and wait.
Hold that thought. Want to say a big thank you to Kitty Catty Whack for our super chat, and T-Bone for the gifting of the Spaced Out Radio membership. Greatly appreciate the love. And you can shop at our Spaced Out Radio store. I know a few of you have recently, because we don't have ugly swag. There's none. You can wear our stuff out in public and actually be proud to wear it. That's what we want. And we're going to get going here in 3 seconds, everybody. Here we go with the second half hour of Spaced Out Radio tonight. My name is Dave Scott. Thank you very much for tuning us in as we are talking with author Antonio Alves about his personal encounters with UFOs and extraterrestrials. Coming up momentarily. But first, we want to remind all of you that if you missed portions of this show or others, our archives are always free. You got to go to YouTube or any major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. Follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. Here we go. Author Antonio Alves. He's got a book out, Gods or Civilizations from the Stars. It can be found on Amazon, which we highly recommend that you go and get for yourself. It's going to be a good one. It's all about personal encounters and his research into this beautiful phenomena. Antonio, thank you so much for being here.
Welcome. Well,
getting into the 1980s, the fact
yeah.
that these experiences continue, how often did they start happening?
Well, I really don't know, but they can happen like 2-3 months. There's something happened, but about I have one thing they all happened in my life. They still happen here, even here. It's I call that like calls. I was at home, and for any reason, they have just in my country. They have 3 places where I'm going. When I got that call, it's like it's not a call you listening, but you feeling you must go that place. And doesn't matter. They can be 10 p.m. They can be in the morning. But the funny thing is, because it's 3 different places, I know exactly what the place I must go in, and I'm just go over there, and there was not far away from my home in Portugal. And the one is about 1 mile, but another one is about 10 minutes walking. And I'm just go over there, stand over there. They happened 2-3 times. I saw something, but another time, I just stand over there. I don't know if I stay for half hour, 1 hour, it doesn't matter. But the funny thing is, that feeling, I must go that place. After a while, I have the same feeling for leaving that place right away. It's something you must go. You just leave it. But don't say that. I don't listen to anything. I have just that thing on my mind. You must go, and I'm just going, and nothing happened. Sometimes nothing happened at that moment, and I know sometimes I was in the bed already for sleeping, and I have that call, and I just wake up, and that was not like. I know I'm going. It's not. I'm not go sleeping or something. No, I know I'm going. I grab now. Before it's just the page of the book. Now it's the books. The books, because they have this book in Portuguese. It came in 2010, and I just stay over there, and that's it. But I don't know if you want back to the right, or if you're talking before.
When did the ETs come?
When it is for with me or around the world?
For you, when did they start showing you them?
Well, I know because I did the figurations with Dr. Gilda Moura. And I know there was a kid, but I don't remember that just with the regression. But when I start saw in the front of me the first time, uh, there was 2006 when there see real four beings in the front of me. But before, I have a missing times before, and now I believe in I must be in the someplace, and I must show something, And the first missing time I real know there was missing time. There was March 14, 1986, and I know that I missing 45 minutes that time.
How do you know you were missing 45 minutes?
Okay, I was that time I have 20 years old, and I was with another guys ride bicycle. And they have one guy said, okay, it's almost 7 o'clock. It's around 5 minutes to 7 p.m. Okay, let's go dinner, and we met at the club later. I said, okay, I was not too far away from the farm, maybe 2 3 minutes by bicycle, and I just take the street. And when I go right inside the farm, I look at the sky and I saw that orange light, and and I said, well, uh, they passed a lot of years, and I saw a lot of things, and I said, well, what is that? That is, I said, there was not Venus, and it was strange that star that time it's called star was there. What I did, I just go around the farm and for go close to that light. When I go take another road, I saw the that light orange. The light just disappeared from my left side and appeared in my right side a little far away. When I go start by with the bike again, it disappear again from the right and appears in the left side from the road and from mine too. And they did again. They did 4 times. Appears, and like they dance uh, for one side the road for another side. And the 4 times they just appear, and that's it. And I look at the watch, and there was 7:45 minutes.
Oh
I'm sorry,
my.
and I say something is wrong here. I don't know nothing about missing time. I just know things about missing time when I was here in the United States, and I go to the meeting, MUFO meeting, with the lady Anastasia. I don't remember the last name now. Uh, and this is the first time I listen to somebody talk about missing time. And I go back in the front the gate, the farm, and I did everything back, and they take me. I don't know, I remember very well, but 4 5 6 minutes, and I know something that day. Something happened with me because that day I don't call missing time because I don't know about that kind of words, but I know that thing happened with me that in 1986 and 2000. I got a relation with the doctor. She's Brazilian woman, Gilda Moura, and in the relation I saw two, well, three different beings in my regression. And what I saw is I was first I saw a light, and after I saw the light, some beam of the light, white light, touched me and grabbed me from the floor to inside the ship. I just remember even in the creation, I was laid down on the table, and from my side, right side, you have a small beam, the gray, that gray ones, and another left side, I have another small one, gray. And I look next to my food, they have that tall ones, but the gray tall ones. And and there was some machine in top of my head. They have like a yellow light. And I remember I look, they have a small window, but it's all black. I can see what's going outside. And that moment, I was uh, I was so exciting, because I was afraid because I start remember the paralyzed and all that things happened, and I think, oh, I don't believe this is gonna be started all over again. But in the regression, and that moment, the small one, they come with his face too close to mine, and I look at his eyes, and they look at me, uh, and it stay back again, and there come another being with a rope. Uh, I think it's purple or blue or purple, and they look at me, but it's a different being. It's a they call now the insectoid being.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and what I look, what I understand, there was like I don't a command. It is the what you call that? Maybe the doctor. I don't know because when he come, all the three another beings they stop back and he come close to me, not too close, about a meter, no more than that, and they look at me. And that moment, he look, and I have the legs open, and they have a yellow light, uh, almost all my legs, all that light, yellow light. And they look at that, I remember, in the recreation, of course. And I look, and they look at me, he just turn, and he just walking outside the room. Next time, what I remember, I was in the room with the walls, they changed the colors purple and blue. I was sit down over there, I don't know, for a long time. And the next time I remember, I was back again. This is all happened with the creation because I never talk. If you have done the creation, I never talk. They have some sorry insectoids uh, in my life too, not just the gray bean.
So you have gray beings, you have insectoids. Are
Yeah.
there any other alien species that have contacted you or taken you?
Well, I saw. I don't know if we can describe beans, but shadows. And I have a one 2000, 2000. Let me see, 2006. Yeah, 2006. Where I told 2006. I was one. I have one that calls. Sorry. And I just walk in that place, and it's a it's an ancient place from the time of the Celters, the Druids. And when I walk there, I walk with the papers, just the papers from the book, and I'll just stop over there like I usual doing and wait and look what. And I was thinking that nothing will happen like the whole the other times too. But in that moment, I start look at the sky, and I can understand because I don't can. I look if the constellations I can see Orion, Pleiades, forever. I don't know. It's a different sky, and what I start feeling is uh, I was not alone. Something is there, and I don't see it. And that moment, sorry, and that moment, I I see four shadows beings about what 2 meters from me. The two tall ones and two small ones, but it's a shadows. Uh, and but even the shadow, you can see there was the gray ones, the tall ones, and the small one. And I talked with them, and I said, "What I'm doing with these papers, you know, there was for all my life with now with the papers when this is done, and from my left side." I can feel from left side, the being from left side, the tall one, he doesn't talk. The thing come in my mind. It's you be waiting. It's almost done. But you go meet somebody. They go help you. Uh, finish the book. And after that, the thing just appeared, and I was just over there, and I started that feeling just move, and that's it. And the sorry, and the funny thing is, after a couple of months, I met my ex-wife, and she helped me with the computer, and she helped me finish the book.
So many questions in regards to that. I mean, the communication that you had, you didn't see them talking, but it was more telepathic, correct?
Yeah, yeah. It's the you know you even can you think they go be in Portuguese, that's right. But if I understand, but you can figure out what language it is, but you understand what they said.
When they were talking to you, were they giving you specific messages, or was it just personal about your book and your encounters? Were they talking about the world? Were they talking where they came from, who they are?
That thing just happened. That happened in another time. That happened in the book come October October 2010, and 11 October 11 2010, 9 days after, I was I was go to that place. That was go for myself, and I go in that place. This it's a shelter place, uh, and I just up the book. There was a book already now, and I said, now what I'm doing now, and they said when and not right away, but I started listening like I don't see anything. I just start listening. He said, "For have no, okay." Uh, and I tell what I go, what I'm going to do with this now? And he said, "Don't worry. This book, and it's funny. This book, one day they go touch the four corners of the wall, you know, and I never think about the internet or even podcasts of forever. As what it will be, I would think we sell the book, or I don't know, we will sell outside the country. Uh, but the truth is, and he said, you go met somebody real famous one day, and he understand why you go met him, and you go understand why you go meet him. And they said the name, and I said, "Oh, that is impossible." I say, "That is impossible." It's a real famous people, and this is impossible. Well, I don't met this man yet, but one thing is true. I talk with you, and I did another podcast, and now the book is at Amazon. The real is the message start touch all the four corners of the world, just like they said in 2010. You know.
We've got about 5.5 minutes before we have to go to break tonight,
Okay.
at the top of the hour. Antonio Alves is our guest tonight. When you were communicating with them, a lot of people will say that when aliens speak to them, they come in a room and all of a sudden all the walls, the ceiling, the floor light up in like a bright white light. Did you have that happen, or was this in the dark of your bedroom?
No, this is outside. This is in the middle of nowhere. But I was one day in the meeting of the APU, it's the Portuguese Association of UFO, and there was a host. It's Dr. Gilda Moura. That's where I met Dr. Gilda Moura, and and there was about adoptees, and they have a break. After hour half, they make a break the meeting, and that moment she said something, and they come something unlocked my mind, and I start remember a real strange thing, and it's funny because that thing is they come when they come in my mind. There was looks like uh, so positive, and I said, I can make this up. Something that must be happening in the past, and I saw now all this picture, And what I saw in that moment, and I'll walk to outside the meeting, and the things come in my mind. It's I was inside the ship with that two tall gray beans, and when we're walking in the my at the right side, I look and they have empty room in the really the deep of the room. They have a big window, black. They have nothing. We don't see nothing outside. I walk for another room. I was just passed to another room. I saw the same that one, empty. I don't know. There was the three or four the rooms where I passed, and I look and I saw a couple childs in that room. All the side of that robes, white robes, no feet, no shoes, and they look at me. I remember they have a small kid with red hair, play with their cubes with another kid, but another all that kind all the races kids is there. We have all kind, and I remember I saw a girl that looks like Native American native, and she looked at me. I look at her real deep, and I just keep walking. And after that, okay, it's over. And I was thinking, after days, I was thinking, and one day I I see something was, and what I think is, if this thing happened with me, when this thing happened with me, I was a kid too, I was grown up already, and final, I think when I look at that girl, there must be around 10, 11 years old. I look right straight in her eyes. That means I can be tall, I can be short, I must be the same size, maybe same age than that little girl. And if this thing will happen, I believe there was happened when I was a kid too. Maybe they happened when that white light I saw the first time. I don't know when this thing can be happened.
Does the communication still happen now?
Yeah, yeah.
And
But
has it slowed down as you aged?
no, the communication is like today. I have this podcast, and days before this, it's stronger.
So, how many times a week are you getting communication from them?
No, that's not real the number. They can be all week nothing. They can be in 2 weeks nothing. 3 weeks. They can be 1 week 2 3 times. This is not really.
Do you get signs when they are coming? Many people get signs. Like, for instance, I know, and it hasn't happened to me in a long time, but if I'm going to be taken, usually a day or two or three beforehand, I start hearing Pink Floyd's "Is There Anybody Out There" playing in my head.
No. Like I said, what something happened. This doesn't happen for a while. It's a call for go someplace. If they happen here in United States too, go someplace, but nothing. And sometimes what I feel in when I go that place, I feel special here. I feel they are there, and I can't see them, but I feel it, that something is there. And if I talk, uh, I have not telepathed answer, but I understand the answer. It's real strange. It's not talking, it's not telepathy, but you can understand why we are here, why you are that place, that moment, and something is does matter. It's just things doesn't make any sense. Something, but there must be for them, not for me. But this that like I said, this happened when something changed my life, and something is like, hello, we still here. Don't forget us. Something they show some stuff.
Very true indeed. We're going to get you to hold on right there because we have Antonio Alves for another hour on Spaced Out Radio. his experiences with aliens. Are they gods? This is Spaced Out Radio with host Dave Scott. All right, Antonio, we have about, let's see here, just over 6 minutes. And so I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to put you in the green room and I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Antonio Alves. I'm loving this guy. I'm loving him. Love the experiences. All right, we are back, and let us bring in. Let me just get these on here. It's snowing outside the studio right now. Oh, I love the snow. Love the. Oh, excuse me. Love it when it snows. All right. We got about a minute to go here, minute 20.
Okay.
Oh, no. We'll fix it later. Thank you to T-Bone for gifting us a membership. Thank you to Kitty Cattywack for the super chat. It's a wonderful way to support what we do on this show. And if you want to support us, head to our Spaced Out Radio store. We do not have ugly swag. No ugly swag, people. Hi, sweet Donna C. How are you? And don't forget, Paracon up here, the Caribou Con, first annual, September 18th through 20th. The tickets are on sale right now at cariboucon.com. Cariboucon.com. We want to see you here. Get your VIP tickets. It's going to be a great time. Promise you. Here we go. Here we go with hour number 2 of Spaced Out Radio. Good to have you with us. My name is Dave Scott. We always appreciate earning your listening ears wherever you are on this beautiful planet we call Earth. We're going to bring in our guest, Antonio Alves, here momentarily. But first, we want to say hello to everyone listening in on our terrestrial affiliates around North America, digitally on every major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. Follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Caducity. Caducity is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets the password each and every night, right here on Spaced Out Radio. Let's bring in our guest tonight, Antonio Alves. He is an author. He is a researcher. He is someone who is an experiencer of the unknown, originally from Portugal, now living in California. He's written a book. You can find it on Amazon, Gods or Civilizations from the Stars. I love it. Let's bring him on in. It's been a great interview so far. We have him for the next hour. Antonio, thank you so much for being here.
Welcome.
The idea that this still continues, have they ever told you what they want from you?
No, but I figure out. There will be. I think it's the message. It's messages from they are here from the past. They are from all the beginning of the time, and I think this is the message. And that is why I do that.
Sorry, your microphone kind of broke up there.
Yes, okay. I can listen now.
Yeah, okay. So I missed that part. What do you think they want from you?
What I think it's the message. It's to tell the people they are here. There was all time here. And they look at us, and that's why I think, and special all the confusion is the religions and them.
Have they ever used you for any sort of hybridization program?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I can listen. It's too loud. I can listen.
Have they used you for any hybridization program?
No, I don't think so.
When you get taken and you said you never really know when it happens, it just happens. Are you usually alone or are there people with you?
That was just me. That was just me.
Have you ever been on a craft when other people have been there? Have you ever seen other people on there with you?
No, 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 no. Just that kids. Just that kids.
Has your family ever been there?
Yeah. I think the side of my mother. Yeah, I have some people, some family. They told me they saw stuffs.
Do you think then that this is something that has happened throughout your family's life? Like
Yeah,
maybe it got passed down to you?
yeah. I think it's they call it maybe DNA program or something because they, far as I know, this my grandmother. Uh, eh, she had that paralyzed things too, and I have another members of family. They talk about the saw things and the lights and now they come with my daughter too.
Has all of your contact been good contact, or has it ever been nightmarish like many people experience?
Yes, I have the nightmares. It's the paralyzed I talked before, but after that, no, they gonna be just like a teacher and all the contacts I can remember. There was a friendly, not.
You're lucky then. You're
Yeah,
very lucky
yeah,
as that happens because so many people have different experiences. And I know with my own experiences, Antonio, I've had the good, I've had the bad, and I've had the ugly. And the bad and the ugly, well, the bad you can kind of handle, but the ugly, you just don't want any part of that. And yet, for you and many others, it seems to be a peace and information.
yeah, yeah. The what sometimes they they happen too. It's the people come too close to me, real close. They start saw things too. And what that was real strange. And they start told me, look, this thing happened, and they try, and I try to explain them what the possible I can.
As you have aged, has your contact changed by what they want you for?
No, I don't think so. I think the reason the contact there was the same from the beginner is the talk about the different way of the relations is what the uh and why they here and when they come from and all that they don't change anything.
W- Does it matter on your experience if it's the grays or the mantids? Are they two different experiences or are they the same?
Excuse me.
When you have an experience with the grays compared to the insectoids, is it different?
No, no, because I just remember about the gradation, about the insectoid. I always remember is the shadows and the grays. This is what I remember. Because the experience with the that four beings, after a while, I have that experience again at home with the I can tell you if it's the same ones, but it's the two tall ones and two small ones. I have that another experience in the living room with that beans.
Do they come at you at all times of the day? or is it usually at night?
It's more at night. It's more at night. It's
Have they
always
ever
night.
have they ever given you any symbols or any sort of download?
No, no, no. They don't give me that. They just give me instruction. They give just the wisdom about the past and about religions and stuff like that. And matter of fact, that day when I saw the in the living room that four beings, I I always like listening music at the shadow. I close the lights and turn the radio on and listen to music. And one night I was reading I was listening to music. I'm still remember the music I'm listening to, and all is dark. And after that, they come in next the living room. I I saw a yellow light, and when I saw that, I turned and I saw that again. I don't know if it's the same beans, but again, the two tall ones and two small ones. And I stand up, I look at them, and I said, "Why don't come inside? Just listen to music." And that moment when I did, "Oh, come inside, listen to music," that thing all disappears, everything turned dark again. And I come outside the house, and they have that big orange yellow light in the top of the some warehouse, and I keep looking at that, and I, after a couple seconds, just disappear and it's gone.
Hmm. The title of your book is Gods or Civilizations from the Stars. What do you think they are?
I'm sorry.
The title of your book is Gods or Civilizations from the Stars. What do you think the aliens, are?
I think it's another civilization from the universe. I don't think it's that. I believe in what the religions talk about. That this gods is that kind aliens we have now saw, but in the past. And what I believe it's you have what you call God. It's it's more advanced with all these beings be here from another planet, so from another dimension. This is why I say gods in the not God, because what I believe they come from in different civilization, different area from the universe, even another dimensions possible, and they come here, teacher first make the man, and after that teacher the man, and now just watch us like we are kids for them.
Hmm. Let's get to some audience questions here. Okay. And let's start off with T-Bone here, who is asking, Antonio, when you were in Portugal, did you ever witness the 1978 Lisbon event?
No, no.
Polly in Israel is asking, I was shown a hybridization program where a mantid and little grays were present. Any info on this program?
Well, I don't know about the what I saw in the variation and special the light the yellow light was touching my genital, and I don't know if they make a experience about hybridizations or not. I don't know. I never ever any answers from them. Oh, they talking about that. But I know that there must be something in DNA running my family because they start for a while, you know.
Have you ever found any marks on your body?
No, never. I never.
Do you think you're implanted?
No, I don't think so. But I'm not sure. But I, I I don't know. I don't know about that. But I don't think so. But we never know.
No, it's something that we all have to kind of bear with and bear and grit, because a lot of people believe they are implanted, and that's the way they are being tracked, especially people who are multiple experiencers like yourself, but you've never
Yeah,
noticed anything.
yeah. But I never. What I never saw nothing in my body strange, and I really never ever got some understand. But maybe yes, you know, maybe yes, maybe this is the way. And I moved for so many different. I was in Germany, Portugal, United States, Canada. They must be track me, you know.
Oh, I think you're being tracked. I
Yeah.
really, really do believe you are being tracked. That's just something that seems to happen there. All right, let's get to another question here. And let's get to T-Bone again. Have you ever thought about going through hypnotherapy to see why they want you?
Yes,
Or why?
yes, because when I did the first regression with Dr. Gilda, we have a plan for do more, but there come the COVID time, and we stop, and she just left to Brazil, and I never saw her again, you know.
Right.
But if I gotta change, I really want to know more what's happened with me, you know.
Oh, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I mean, literally, it's changed your entire direction of your life.
Yeah, and I can see it's. I was in the. A lot of times I was supposed to do something when I was young, and no, I'm just stay at room and studying religions, take things from the Bible and another manuscript, and it's like one day somebody asked me if this thing is a be a hobby for me, but no, this is my life. It's not real hobby because all my life I can remember myself free from this kind of things. You know, I was all the time with that. You know, and the most of the time when I be alone and I start and I'm thinking about what's the things happen, what will be happen. You know, not be afraid because I don't have afraid. You know, and one night that things happened 2021. I was uh, I was in my bedroom and I go to the bed and everything is dark and what I saw uh, a small light, a red light, come through the wall and stop under the window. After a while, second, there come another one and stop next that one, and there come another one and they stop, and I just stand, sit down at the bed and look at that thing. That thing start move real slow around the bed, and they start from the right side, my right side, they go all around the bed, they go to the left. And that moment, they go like I 1 meter and come down again, all together, you know, all together. And they start move again around the bed, just stop under the window and just go through the wall and just gone. You know what I did, because it's so usually see thing. I'm just first I stand up, I turn the light on and see if everything is okay. Turn the light off, just go to bed and just go sleep. And just next day, I figure out, oh, I forget write down all this what this thing happened last night, and you know, it's like we start usual with that, because they happen so many times, different things, and you know, and we I don't have afraid, if when that things call me for one place and I'm going, I am not afraid. And I don't know what's going to be happen, but I'm not afraid about that.
If you're not afraid, do you think that fear is built into you, or pardon me, taken away from you? Or do you think it's maybe implanted in you that you don't know if something has happened?
Maybe they're going to be both. I think it's because they did something for I'm not afraid, and or maybe because I'm usually with that, from the child, but I believe they're going to be both, about that, and I have a two experience, real different, and you know, I think it's the most peaceful experience you can have in your life. It's when it's aliens together with spirit, with soul, and I have that experience too, twice. One day I was go Cromlex place. I'm just go one go, and it was like 10 p.m. and when I was there, I just go for going because I like to be in that place. Uh, I start saw a real a small yellow light. Inside that yellow light, I saw somebody I know was that for a while. At that moment, I saw shadows, four shadows beings, and I really can describe that four shadow beings that was there. What I can describe is how peaceful there was. It's like everything was okay in the life, and it's real peaceful. And I don't know if somebody will have that experience together, spirits and aliens, and I believe they go this. The people have that experience. They don't feel the same, real peaceful place, And when we go from them, you go understand, you must be enjoyed the life, you know, and it's real. That was real wonderful.
Let's go to another question here as we got about a minute to go. Let us go to T-Bone, who is asking, do you think the insectoids seem to be in charge of everything, including the grays?
Well, I don't know about that kind of reptilians and all kind, but what I saw in that configuration, I believe in that the small grays they work for them. I don't know about
Mhm.
the tall ones, but what I saw in that just couple minutes or seconds and would charge. In that moment, I know that the insectoids, and I see how the respect the another beings was there, the four beings was there, how they respect the insectoid, you know. I don't know in that moment if the insectoid was a doctor or not, I don't know.
I don't know either. My friend, we have you for another 30 minutes on Spaced Out Radio. I love this interview. I love those personal interactions with people who are experiencing the extraordinary. And that's exactly what our guest, Antonio Alves, has been having happen his entire life, pretty much. He's got a book out. You want to check it on out. Gods or Civilizations from the Stars. It can be found on Amazon, which we highly recommend that you get. It's a full encyclopedia of his entire experiential life. This is Spaced Out Radio. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Spaced Out Radio with your host, Dave Scott.
All right, we're clear.
Okay. I have some music here. They must be from the computer. I go just take somebody for watch this, okay? Just 1 minute, okay?
Okay, I'll put you in the green room. All right. Sajika, how are you? Who else has just shown up? Alexi, LXC, how are you? Welcome to SOR Chat. Good morning, Skip to Malou. Yeah, I'm going to be redoing the Team Stump shirts. I just haven't got a good logo yet. T-Bone, I can tell you're excited about this topic. These are the topics T-Bone loves. It's pretty cool. All right. I don't usually wear headphones. Maybe I'll have to do this again. All right, Antonio is back. There he is. Any more questions, please put them in capital letters in our chat rooms, if you don't mind. Please and thank ye. Jika, I am doing great. Thank you. I had a good day today. I had a good day. You having a good time, Antonio?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Hi, Ross Smith. How are you? Alexi, you could hypnotize me. Doesn't work very often. I do try, though. I am a believer. Paramarv still in the chat room? Paramarv, you there? All right, Paramarv, I'm going to send you something on Facebook. Where are you? Because I think you can do photo work. Very hard to see. I'll explain later if you could work on it. It's on Messenger for you. All right, we got about a minute to go. T-Bone with a pair of gifts for the membership. Thank you, T-Bone. Thank you, Kitty Caddywhack, for the great super chats. Greatly appreciate you doing that for us. And, of course, if you have not taken a look at our Spaced Out Radio store on our website. You should. Why? We do not have ugly swag, people. No ugly swag. You can wear our clothing out in public, be proud of it, and show it on off, because we're there to make you look good. So that's what we're doing. All right, we are coming back in 20 seconds. Remember, CaribouCon.com. Christmas is coming. Get your VIP ticket for yourself or maybe a loved one for CaribouCon.com. Grant Cameron will be there. Brent Thomas, Merle, Samantha Mowat, R. Keith Andrews, myself, Christian McLeod, and many more. Here we go. Here we go with the second half of Spaced Out Radio. My name is Dave Scott. Our guest tonight, Antonio Alves. We have until the top of the hour talking about his incredible experiences with the ET phenomena. Oh, it's been good so far. Definitely one for the archives. If you're wondering where our archives are, they are on YouTube. They are on any major podcast network, and we keep them all for free for you. We want you to have it for free. Nothing really in life is free except the Spaced Out Radio archives on podcast form or on video form. You can have either or maybe watch them both. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. Follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. All right, let's bring in our guest, Antonio Alves. He is an experiencer. He is a researcher. He has a book out, Gods or Civilization from the Stars, as we talk about his own ET contact. And Antonio, thank you so much for making this a wonderful show.
Welcome.
I personally love, these are my favorite shows, when we have people talking about their incredible experiences throughout their life. And you are telling us a great one tonight. Thank you.
Welcome.
I want to ask you, as we go into this final half hour with you, do you think it'll ever stop? Do you think you can stop it?
No. I think they control, they do whatever they want, and I can't stop. And the real truth is, I don't want that to stop, because the connection I have with them, fives no, it's okay, except in the beginning of the time with the paralyzed, but after that, I don't real want to call friend, but I don't see the thing to be too bad,
Do you want it to stop, though? Or is this just something that you've accepted? It's part of you. It's who you are. And you're like a choose your own adventure book. You're just wanting to see what happens next.
Yes, I really don't want to stop. I really want to see how all this going, and I believe in they doesn't go stop. And it will be going. Things go happen, and I want to be prepared for my child. For what things can be happen with them too. And I want to know more. And why? And what the first question is, I always did, is why me? What was different from another people? I know we have million people like me, but I ask why this thing happened with me, and now I understand about there must be something about DNA and some, but what about, I even don't know if you're about past lives or something like that,
No, I totally get that. I totally see with where you're going and why you would want it to continue. I mean, the adventure that you were on, are you conscious when it's going on? Like, or are you there in spirit form? Are you in their full body form?
When the time, or sometimes I'm not conscious. That's why I want to make more figurations about that. What's really happened with me, but the most of the time I'm conscious, and that's why when I walk to that place, I know I walk that place, and I know I can choose if you want to go by car, by bicycle, by walk, and you know, I can choose that. It's not something like I said I'd be sleeping or something like that. No, nothing like that. And I will keep understand uh, what will go on, what is the future, and what's going to be happen, and this is that's I really, one of the feeling is I'm feeling it's better we stay in contact with them, or well, they contact with me than be out with all that, because I don't right now. I don't feel I'm scared. I don't feel that it'll be bad for me. I don't feel that. Maybe I'd be wrong. I don't know, but this time, this is what I feel.
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. The
You
people
know.
around you who have had these experiences, have the experiences been positive for them as well, or have they gone down a darker road?
Well, I can talk. Well, I can talk about when the people depend. Well, I have an experience with my ex girlfriend, and we was at home and was at the kitchen for go eat. And one day she stop and look at me, real, and she opened real the open eyes and look at me, and I asked her what's going on, and it was, oh, no, nothing, nothing. And we started eating, and and she turned to me and said, I was in the kitchen. You asked me what's happened because I look at you and I don't see you. I see another thing. Except I see you. This is why I look and try to figure out what's going on there. She don't care about that kind of UFOs or that kind anything like that. She just said, you know, normal people just do his business, work, and his life. And but I don't know because she come too close to me, and I believe that because they happen with some people too. Matter of fact, I have a college. I have a guy work with me. I have a dream about him. Something real bad happened, and I told him, and I said, "Look, you must be careful because I have a dream." And I remember he said, "Oh, I don't want to listen." He said, "Yeah, but look, you must be real careful because I saw you. You fall down from the wall from the castle, and you are all broken, and this is not good for you." And I said, and after that, I saw a pet store, and I said, I can explain what is the connect with the pet store with you fall down from the castle. And like I said, I work in the hospital, and after a couple of weeks, we take some patient real sick with some virus, and nobody told us what's up with that patient. And we just grab the patient and take to the hospital, to another hospital. And after 1 week or less than that, that guy start can be sick and sick. He almost died. And from that, he got a lot of fusion. And after that, he never go work again. And I believe in there was that dream. Just tell him for careful what things go happen. The thing is, sometimes I have a dream and I can't understand the dream until the thing happen. And I say, oh, it's that. I can read in the dream. And I say, there must be that. You know, but another time, like stupid dreams or some things come in my mind, like a score games or something that doesn't matter what is, but will go win or not. And I tell my friend, look, this thing go happen, this, and the score they go be this. But if I try guess, they go be wrong. They must be have that that income must be that doesn't make it the doesn't make any sense. It's just a dream and it's just a score game. It's nothing too much, you know. But because the things go be happen already with my daughter, and I real now it's more interested about care about what's going to happen with her, and then like me,
All right, let's move on to another audience question here. Let's go to T-Bone, who is asking, when you have a family get together, are UFOs a topic?
Not by that word UFO because it's a religion. Portugal is still real. We talk about that kind of thing. It's not too. It's not. The people, most of the people doesn't believe in. But where we can take them from them, if you go talk about like ghosts and all kind of that, talk, they start talk some stories, and they saw this, they saw that, but all they go think it's go be some, I don't know, something, some ghosts or something. They don't go take that because the religion, they don't take that to the UFO stuff. And but yes, we talk some strange things happen, and this is why I know what things happen with my grandmother because I never listened to her talk about anything. That would have told me it was my aunt or even my mother or my uncle. They talk about that.
I wish that I could have contact again. And many people listening out there would love contact for the first time. How do you talk to people about making contact with these beings?
I always say when the people ask me about that, and I just say, look, you must go in the right place. We have a lot of, in Portugal, we have a lot of cromlechs, we have a lot of dolmens. You just go in that place, place there was from ancients, the place they have the nose, and just go and just try contact, meditations, whatever they want doing. And if you can go just walk and say, I want to see something, I don't think so. This thing working like that, like me, I don't have any true. These things happen with the child, but what I understand, if you go that place and the special meditation, and you try contact with them, and but real believing, not just let's go try to talk contact with that gray. You see what the guy said? No, not that, but you know, we must never forget that beings, they are so ahead to us in everything, and we must know how to contact with them. And they have another thing, maybe someone's is the chosen ones, and it's more easy for us. We be able to contact or we try contact.
Do you recommend it?
Well, depend, how depend on the frequency and depend on how they can gather the contact, But for what things happen with me, I say yes, yes. I think yes. If you go talk with my daughter, she doesn't say no, 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 thank you.
No.
But is I think depend. Uh, one the case in 2000. I think it was 2020. I have with my daughter. This is all the one case I have together with my daughter, and there was a case with the missing time. You know, and this happened is we have I live in different. I live in that different city than my parents. They live, and what you do usually in the weekend, I go with my daughter, and you go be in the all weekend in my parents' house. And one night, and we have three different roads for go back to the house, and we usually take the short one, but it's that kind of roads we have just for one car. If we come another car, we must give half road for the car, and it's real dark. And but we just go for that road because we want to stop. They have a little hill, and we stop over there, watch the sky, talk about the school, talk about UFO, or forever talk uh, forever in the light. And one night was there was a Sunday night, and we have a dinner like normal. We play a little cards with my sister and my nephew, and uh, and after that we left, and we will go start in that road. Drive when I go start drive that road, just me and my daughter. I look at the clock of the car, and it was 11 p.m. And I said, "Oh, it's 11 p.m. It's not too late." I said to my daughter, and my daughter looked at cell phones. Oh yeah, it's 11 o'clock. That was the last time we talking. Uh, I want to first explain how this road is. This road is about 32 kilometers. I don't know how many miles it is. 32 kilometers, not far away. But we must drive through a small village they call Virginia. In English, it's a small church. We must go through the main that. Plus, they have a lot of bumps for the cars. Don't go too fast in the middle of that small village. And when we pass the village, they have a cemetery, our right side, and you can see already the light from the city. The city where I was living is the capital of we call state. We don't call real state, but the state. It's the capital, and we can see real far with the lights already. I want to just try to explain for you understand what's going on. This is the last time. It's 11 o'clock p.m. When I and when I talk with her again, we was about a mile from that from the city, and they have a stop sign, and we stop over there, and we look at the watch. There was 11:12. It's impossible. I did in 12 minutes all that. Go in the middle village real slow. It's impossible. My daughter start question and asked me. The first question she said, "What do we talk about all this the way? Why we don't stop at that hill? Usually we stop there. Well, if it's raining, we don't stop, of course. So usually we stop at that hill, and what's happened? What do we talk about?" And one of the things said, and I said, "Why I just saw the lights of the city right about 1 mile from the city? We don't remember what you talk about. We don't remember past that village. We don't remember why we don't stop the hill. We don't remember anything." And the truth is, and I make that in 12 minutes was total possible. We do that in 12 minutes. And I can give anybody $20,000 if you can make that in 12 minutes because it's total impossible. We do that. And it's funny, the next month, the next weeks or months, when we go someplace and my daughter just smiles and says, "I hope we got another ride like that one." They were real fast. It is, but the we, for what I understand, something happened. We don't see anything. We don't see lights. We don't see nothing. All we're talking, it's 11 o'clock when I saw the clock again, 11:12, and we are next that city. We talk about 31, 32 kilometers from one place to another place. Special, we must drive through one small village, and they must be slow with that all bumps on the street. And I don't know. I in that moment I don't want confuse my daughter was be confusing, but I know because she saw another stuff before and she understands something was real wrong. And I think anybody can feel that something was real wrong and that night.
We got 4 minutes to go. This has flown right by. And I am so thankful that we've had the opportunity to chat with you tonight. I'm just going to take another question from our audience. And this one's from T-Bone. Have you had any agencies contact you, follow you, come to see you about your encounters?
Well, there's just the APO, the Portuguese agency, but nothing more. I have some research, some investigations about something happened in Fatima. It's a place, famous place in Portugal. It's a religion place, sanctuary of Fatima, and I sent a mail to NASA about that, and the NASA in less than 24 hours decided to give me all the answers. Uh, but this is because I sent the mail to them, and I was surprised they give me in last 24 hours to give me an answer. And the special, I sent the mail from Portugal, but I never have anybody come to me and talk with me, you know.
Are you surprised?
I'm surprised because I was uh, the most of the time I was in Portugal, and that doesn't work like here, This is different, You just talk about UFOs, and if you go in talk show, talk about UFOs, everybody laughs. Come on, the nuts talk about UFO, and they don't take that serious, And it's not like here; it's different, And I believe if I was in the talk shows here, the I believe there's maybe somebody that come here talk with me. I don't know, but maybe not.
Let's sneak in one more question. This one comes from Tony. When they take you, do they speak or teach or show you other species of non-human intelligence?
No, no, no. What I remember is just about the creation, and if they take me, that that thing I remember about. So the child, they don't say nothing, and all what I understand, I don't know about that right. I have when I was child, 79, 80, and that I don't know if it's a human being or not, but I don't believe there was a human being because the question, about the Bermuda Triangle, that I don't think they go. If not, if he was a human being, I don't believe he knows. He does know me, and he does know I be see things, and special about the Bermuda Triangle, But they never talk about anything about another beings. All they said is about the relations, and the human beings confusing them with the gods, and all just that. This is what they teach me, and this is why I know this is the message. This is why I talk about UFOs and ancient aliens and all kind of that.
See if we can get one more in here. I need a short answer. Have you ever encountered the reptilian alien race?
No, I did. Well, as far as I remember, I did. I don't know. I think all my life I have a real scare about snakes, and I think I have a contact with reptile. After I got the regression, there was insectoid. There was not reptilian.
My friend, it is that time for us to say goodnight to you, Antonio
Okay.
Alves, and his great book that can be found on Amazon, Gods or Civilizations from the Stars. This has been a lot of fun on Spaced Out Radio, and we love it when we have real experiencers coming on this show to talk about their encounters. It makes it way more fun. Coming up next, Swamp Dweller. Then Katie Page will be here for the encounters. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Spaced Out Radio with your host, Dave Scott.
All right, my friend, we are done for the night.
Okay, thank you, thank you. I was contact with Kate a while, and I really one day I will real meet her and talk with her because I know he makes some research in the some ranch,
Yes.
and and I don't know, but if one day if she needs something, just tell me, and
I will let her know.
I was because we made I sent some mails and she gave me answer too,
Right.
But
All right, my friend.
okay, thank you
You
for
take care.
what. Okay, thanks. Bye
Good
bye.
night. I like him. Great guest. Great guest. We'll be right back, everybody. Still don't know how I broke my chair. The chair broke. Thank you to T-Bone for a super chat and 2 memberships. Thank you to Kitty Caddywhack for a super chat. Greatly appreciate it. Hi, beautiful and talented Katie Page.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are.
How are you?
I'm hanging in there. How about you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in.
We got a lot of snow today. It's been snowing all day.
It started snowing here this evening again.
Nice. We got about 6 inches out there.
I love it.
It's very Christmassy. Got the tree up. I got my UFO tree up. I saw somebody today on social media posted their tree, and I'm like, it's my tree sister. She has the same ornaments.
That is awesome. Here we go, my dear.
Okay.
Third and final hour of Spaced Out Radio is now underway. Good to have you with us. My name is Dave Scott. We got a great show tonight. Katie Page coming up here momentarily right after Swamp Dweller. Want to remind all of you that if you miss portions of this show or others, our archives are always free. You go to YouTube or any major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com, we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. You can follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Caducity. Caducity is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets the password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Let's head to the swamp.
Hello and welcome to Spaced Out Radio's Swamp. I'm Swamp Dweller, and tonight I'm going to take you on a mystic journey of the unknown, sharing tales of monsters, legends, and nightmares. Welcome to the Spaced Out Radio Swamp. I'm an 18-year-old female who now lives with my fiancé. When we first started dating, he had just moved to Maryland from Seattle, so his house was new to him. A few weeks after we started seeing each other, he told me he was hearing tapping noises on his bedroom wall. At least once a week, he would report hearing footsteps in the hallway or tapping on the wall. Once I started sleeping over at his place, the activity seemingly increased. It began with hearing footsteps out in the hallway. Just to get an idea of how disturbing this is, the hallway outside his room is tile, and we would hear bare feet slapping on the tile when we knew no one else was in the house. Late one night, I went to the bathroom down the hall. I didn't bother to turn the hall light on, so I didn't find it strange when I saw a large black shadow in front of the laundry room. I assumed that it was just the drying rack and paid no attention. About an hour later, I went to the bathroom again, only to see that the shadow was gone. I asked my fiancé if he had gotten up to move the drying rack, to which he looked confused and asked,
"What drying rack?"
I told him when I had gone to the bathroom that I had seen a shadow in front of the laundry room, and he turned white. He assured me that he hadn't even done laundry that day. This shadow figure prompted me to look up my fiance's address on a website called diedinhouse.com. This search revealed that a man had died in the house in 2010, who I will just call Robert, to protect his family's privacy. So as a joke, whenever something would bump in the night, we began to call out, "Robert, knock it off." However, whatever was in the house did not like being called Robert, because the activity started to get scary after we began to use his name. Instead of quiet footsteps, we heard running down the stairs to our bedroom. Doors to closets started to open, lights would turn themselves on and off, and my fiance's dogs began to growl at night. This was incredibly unsettling because these dogs never barked at anything besides other dogs and were so affectionate. One horrifying experience was when I was awake late at night while my fiance was already asleep. The hall light was on and was shining underneath the door. I heard the footsteps coming down the stairs, and to my horror, I also saw two shadows appear underneath the door as if someone was standing in front of it. The shadow eventually moved away just before the hall light clicked off by itself. The breaking point came one night when I was staying at my own house, and my fiance and I had fallen asleep on FaceTime. Around 3 in the morning, a horrible screeching or growling sound woke me up. This sound was so loud it hurt my ears. I thought it was my speaker next to my bed malfunctioning, so I ripped the power cord out. However, it didn't stop, and then I realized it was coming from my phone, which was still on FaceTime. I turned my volume down, but the sound was still unbearable, so I figured it must be some sort of glitch and hung up the video call and went back to sleep. The following day, my fiancé called me in a panic, telling me that he had woken up at 3 in the morning hearing this horrible screeching sound. Only he couldn't move. It was like he was stuck in some sort of sleep paralysis. He heard the ding of the FaceTime call ending while the screeching continued. He said it was so loud it felt like it was inside his skull. While in his sleep paralysis, he saw hooded figures around his room whispering. I felt sick and told him the sound had woken me up too, but I was incredibly freaked out since it continued in his room even after I ended the call. After this incident, my fiancé and his mother saged the entire house. After the sage, the activity came to a screeching halt. Now, we occasionally hear footsteps, but nothing nearly as terrifying as before. We are about to move to a new house, and I just hope there aren't any evil spirits in this house that we will have to deal with.
Thank you, Swamp Dweller, for another creepy story. If you want more just like that, head on over to YouTube, type in Swamp Dweller, hit subscribe, ring that bell. Thousands of stories for you to listen to each and every night. Well, you probably won't get through thousands, but, there's thousands to choose from. Time for Katie.
Here comes Katie Page. On Space Out Radio. Katie will creep us, yes. Time for Katie on SORC Counters.
Katie Page, it is always nice to have you back on Spaced Out Radio. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. How about you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Outside my studio chair breaking tonight.
Oh, man. This chair that I sit in is very special. Can you guess where this chair came from? It's a very famous UFO crash.
Did you get it at Roswell?
I got it at Roswell. Like an office. We're walking down the main street in Roswell, and there's an old office like copy store going out of business, and they had all these great sales, and they had these like 2 captain's chairs, and we couldn't resist. So we hauled them back home to Colorado.
Right. Sometimes you got to do that.
It does feel kind of like a spaceship, So
I love it. Yeah.
They're not comfortable though, really.
The armrest broke off my chair.
Oh no.
Now it's just dangling. So I've been fiddling with it for like the last hour and finally got the screw because I thought the screw popped out. No, the screw actually broke.
Oh, it's not good.
But my chair is still comfy, but I mean, it is 8 years old. So
it's pretty good for an office chair. You
Maybe
need an armrest though.
I got to go do a search.
So we're gonna do something a little different for encounters tonight. I decided instead of doing 10 to 12 short little blurbs, we're gonna do a few longer blurbs, but we are still going alphabetical. And this evening we're in the great state of Georgia, going down south.
Georgia has a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, they do. Tonight's we're going to focus on the UFOs, more multi-witness police officer encounters, and we're going to go back almost 60 years to the great year of 1966. But what's interesting about this, these are 2 incredible sightings. They're 7 years apart, but they're in this kind of Georgia corridor that kind of got dubbed the Georgia UFO corridor. And there are a couple cases in Canada that kind of mirror these encounters, so we're going to touch on those as well. But the first one takes place in Macon, Georgia, and this is again in 1966. This is an era of the massive national UFO wave. This is the same year as J. Allen Hynek kind of did his whole swamp gas thing from, Michigan. It's just swamp gas, and there were multiple witnesses in Michigan. Like, no, it wasn't swamp gas. That whole crazy fiasco there. So this was the same time as that going on. But basically, it was a calm March night, and the police dispatch were getting inundated with calls. So multiple witnesses began calling into the police station. Police got their eyes on this thing. They all reported the same thing. It was a bright, luminous object hovering very low, completely silent, gliding above the tree line. What's really cool about this is what we're kind of getting videos of right now, which is this kind of strange starting and stopping movements, but as if these lights or craft are very intelligent, and they would just blink here, then blink over here, then blink over here, and then come on over here. You know what I'm talking about, Dave, right?
Yes.
So the police, of course, start responding to these calls, and this is where it gets really interesting. One officer described a structured craft, not just a light, and it would hover and pause and drift and then suddenly jump to another point in the sky. No sound, no tail, no trails, no explanation. There were no wings, no rotors, and obviously no conventional craft back in 1966 or craft that we have today, as far as I'm concerned, can really move like this. Project Blue Book knew of this case. There were many cases in this area at the time, and this is one they didn't explain away. It remained unidentified and still remains unidentified to this day. So that was in 1966, and then you forward to 1973, and I think that's the year 2 of the Pascagoula. So this 1973 was an interesting year. And we'll get into the military bases in the area soon. But this was, Alabama had a lot of sightings, Tennessee, Mississippi, Georgia. So it's like the southern states were kind of getting a lot of UFO sightings in 1973. Strange objects and strange beings. The Pascagoula being is one of the strangest DTs, I think. Don't you think, Dave? The carrot top. Yeah, I love that. I love that case. It's such a good one. But again, residents started calling the sheriff's office. Even firefighters were reported seeing these too. Again, it was reported as being this oval, glowing object hovering very low, moving silently, drifting over the farmland. Deputies were dispatched. 2 of them went publicly. There were many newspaper articles about these things. And then 2 of the patrol cars ended up chasing these things down the country roads. And they describe basically, right angle turns, instantaneous acceleration, completely silent, no gravity maneuvers that they could discern. If at first they're like, is this a helicopter? No, it can't be a helicopter. These things were silent, obviously not an airplane. So again, this kind of whole area was dubbed like the Georgia corridor. Multiple witnesses, police confirmations, physical pursuits, a really cool case. One thing, you have to look at are like the military bases nearby. As far as Macon, Georgia, it's fairly close to Robbins Air Force Base. So could they be testing things back, in the day? Possibly, but I don't know. I mean, I was just talking with Michael Schratt tonight. I had him on the trifecta, and he was saying, I've heard that we're like 40 years more advanced, but he was saying upwards of 100 years.
I've heard that too.
Yeah. So if we have that, maybe we do have, things that are able to jump. But
issue, if we could just sidebar here for a quick second, that's part of the issue that we're going to have moving forward in this field. Is if we are, say, 50 to 100 years ahead in technology right now, that what you and I and everybody listening here is not ready for, or couldn't even fathom what is actually out there flying. You combine that with what we're seeing with AI videos today, it's going to be darn near impossible unless you see it with your own eyes and it lands right in front of you to detect what a UFO is and what it isn't anymore.
I know. Isn't that the truth? And even if it did land right in front of you, I mean, I would be like, oh my gosh, this is like a projection screen. I mean, we have the ability to do that. And one thing that freaked me out like a couple years ago, I think that book's been out a couple years now, the Skinwalkers at the Pentagon.
Yes.
You know, they talk about that blue, and I was really interested because I had the one encounter with like a blue orb right in my bedroom. And in that book, it says don't assume that it belongs to an extraterrestrial, that we possibly have that technology. And to me, to think about that, if we had the technology to put in like intelligent orbs or some sort of plasma balls, whatever, into people's homes that go through walls and things like that, I mean, that's a whole level of spying on people, you know? I mean, do you think we have that ability to go through walls with things? I don't know.
Well, I mean, some people believe that the ETs have the ability to like kind of permeate right through.
Yeah, float you through. They don't even need to open a window.
No, it's kind of
Come on
weird.
through.
Then you go into this little orb outside your window, and the minute you step in, it's about the size of a football stadium.
Right. Yeah, how does that even work? I don't know. That gets into a whole bunch of things, time travel and which I don't know. Yeah, so if we're 100 years more advanced, I just can't even imagine. And do you think that's part of what the big secret is? I mean, these things start leaking out, we're all of a sudden going to be living in a whole other reality set.
Yeah, I have no idea. No idea. I just find it
Crazy.
so confusing. I'm almost in awe, Katie. I mean, you've been doing this a long time. You know, I mean, you have seen UFOs up close and personal. You've experienced them. You see them far up in the sky in a distance. Could you, with all of your experience, tell the difference between a UFO and an anomalous UAP craft?
No. No, in fact, I'm still not overly convinced. It depends on what day you talk to me, because there's so many good cases with so many great witnesses. People say there's no evidence to this, but really, if you take the body of reports just from decades and decades, something is going on that I think is unexplainable. But I still believe it's a pretty small portion that's extraterrestrial as compared to what's ours, that I think it benefits aerospace companies and our military for the vast majority of people to think they're UAPs or UFOs, and I'm sure, in UFO organizations like MUFON and others, that they're looking at what people are reporting because they want to know how people are describing our own tech, our own secret tech, that we have. So I do believe even out on the ranch all those years ago, I think a lot of it probably was black access military projects. It's not that I don't believe in extraterrestrials or UFOs or UAPs, but I think it's a smaller portion. I think the vast majority is our own stuff.
And that's what I labeled it as UAP, right?
Yeah, right.
And I think you're right. I think we are being tricked by a lot of this new age technology that is coming out of places like 29 Palms and Area 51 and Wright-Patterson and other creative secret bases. And I believe that they have answers to a lot of this, whether it's the New Jersey drone flap or whether it's the drones around the world. I mean, we have to call them drones because that's kind of what they symbolize.
Mhm.
The true blue UFO, where's them aliens hiding, in between all of this? I mean, they must be like, hey, humans, can you stop? Can you just stop for a minute? Let us do our technology.
Yeah.
You keep yours, we'll do ours.
Right. It makes a lot of sense that they would use like scout, like our drones, AI tech. I do believe though, that we have known for a very long time that true extraterrestrial craft are, not traditional. I mean, I don't think they have like steering wheels and levers and things. I think their their propulsion systems are integrated with the consciousness, their minds, and they can control them with their thoughts. I've heard this for quite a while, but it seems like maybe that's the big, they can't quite figure out how that's being done.
Yeah, me either. We got
Yeah.
3.5 minutes. Are we still in Georgia?
I just kind of wanted to end with talking about the different Air Force bases, Robbins Air Force Base, and there's another Air Force base called Moody. And in the research I've done on Moody, they have tested a lot of craft out of there. So again, could these early sightings in 66, 73 been early tech on our part? I don't know. I just think the multiple witnesses with police officers, firefighters, and the strange maneuvers of these craft being silent and just jumping, like what we get reports of this still to this day, then it doesn't seem very likely that we had that then, but it makes you question, it makes you wonder that.
It always will make me wonder.
Yeah, for sure.
And the thing that we also need to respond to when you look at these military bases, okay, we really do not have any understanding of what is hidden where. We don't know how many secret bases there are. It might be right underneath the noses of people in public areas, whether it's in Georgia, whether it's in Kentucky or Missouri or Washington State. It could be absolutely anywhere where they're hiding this tech.
Yeah, years ago, somewhere I came across a supposed map. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but it kind of mapped out the underground tunnel system throughout the United States, and I was shocked. If even a portion of what they were showing is real, I'm like, I had no idea what's under our own feet. I mean, it's like kind of mind-blowing. So it makes you wonder, for
It
sure.
does.
Yeah.
It does. And what's funny is if you lay that same map down, I believe David Paulides from Missing 411 has actually put a map down across that, and that's where a lot of the people who just vanish seem to be in those areas of those tunnels as well.
I know. I think he has a new film that just came out. It's $20. I need to probably just go ahead and buy it, but it's a new show on Bigfoot and his theories that I think he actually talks about how he's come to the conclusion that Bigfoot can phase in and phase out and enter. And I'm like, oh, wow. Finally, the early days of Dave Pilates' work, he didn't really want to talk about Bigfoot or UFOs. But slowly through the years, he's like, he can't avoid it.
I was talking to Lon Strickler from phantomsandmonsters.com about that. And David Paulides' theory, as big of a name as he is, and he's great for our community, it is a theory that has been bounced around for a long time. I've always believed that Sasquatch has some sort of supernatural ability. Lon has as well, and Lon's been saying this for well over a decade. So,
longer than that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And so I think we do have to be careful in giving, and I'm not saying you were, but we do have to be careful in giving David a lot of credit. But I am impressed that he's finally opening up to his woo side publicly.
Yeah, right.
That's for sure. Katie Page and the Encounters continues on Spaced Out Radio when we return.
This is Spaced Out Radio and your host, Dave Scott.
All right, we are clear. Excuse me. All right. And hello to Poncho Zorch. Hello to Just Ryan. It's snowing outside right now, Katie Page.
It is very lightly. It's tapering off. I think tomorrow the sun's going to shine.
What's the temperature?
I have no idea. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess in the 20s. I don't have my phone up here either. I left it downstairs.
JBD, how you doing? Flat 6, how you doing? You know what I'm going to do after the show, Katie Page?
What's that?
I'm going to dig into ice cream.
Oh, what's your favorite ice cream?
They have one up here. Believe it or not, it's called Shark Attack.
Oh, does it have like, what are those, the Swedish fish in them? Swedish
No.
shark.
No, the ice cream color is gray to look like the shark's skin, and blue to look like the water. And then in between, they have red veins of strawberry going through to mimic blood. It is phenomenal.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That sounds weird.
And the other day, we have this ice cream brand up here. Be damned if the name is where's T-Bone when you name him? What's Canadian ice cream? Chapman's. Chapman's it's called. And they make all sorts of different strange flavors. Like I'm a big ice cream guy. I'm a huge ice cream guy. Always have been. So the other day I had cotton candy.
Oh, it's a little
That
sweet.
Was fantastic. Yeah. Susan Alloway, how are you?
Mint chocolate chip. I like mint chocolate chip. We bought mint chocolate chip, and typically you have the mint chocolate chip, and it's a green color, kind of like your radio sign. And this was white, like vanilla, and I was like, "Huh." I was like, "Is that a mistake? What the heck's that?" It's weird.
Yeah, it's good ice cream.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna hammer it home when I
hammer the shark ice cream.
Oh, I love ice cream. I'm a big ice cream sandwich guy too.
Those are always good.
Yeah. And the caramel or butterscotch drumsticks.
Oh, you're making me hungry here.
Oh, my mouth is just watering. Right?
It's not good to eat this stuff after midnight. You should.
I know, but it's ice cream. It doesn't count. And I'm over 50 now, so I don't, get off my lawn.
Right. Comes with its privileges.
You got that right.
I'm backing out. Watch out.
Right?
It's funny. I've been on a hot tea kick lately.
Hot tea?
Hot tea.
What kind?
Just English black tea. I like PG Tips. And you got to get the PG Tips, and they have these little triangle pyramid bags, and they're great. I don't know what it is about that. It's probably no difference at all, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Shape of the tea bag probably doesn't matter, but psychological.
Why am I blanking? Oh, I think it's funny up here. They have a tea brand called Bigelow.
Bigelow tea.
Yeah. I'm like, really? Any UFOs in this tea? Any aliens?
I can't remember what it was I was watching last week about Canada, and there was some sort of really popular Canadian, was it French fries and
Poutine?
Yes, that's it. That's what it is.
Fantastic.
What is it again?
French fries, cheese curds, and gravy.
And you can get that almost anywhere in Canada.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. Love a good poutine.
Poutine.
Fantastic. We got like 5 seconds. Check out our swag on our store. It's not ugly, people. Here we go. We're into the final half hour of Spaced Out Radio. Good to have you with us. My name is Dave Scott. We greatly appreciate earning your listening ears wherever you are on this beautiful planet we call Earth. Hey, we want to remind all of you that if you miss most of this show or others, our archives are always free on YouTube or any major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. Follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. Here we go. Katie Page from Rocky Mountain Research. She is here for the encounters. We just did the great state of Georgia. Where are we off to next, Katie?
Well, we're just going to talk about that Macon, Georgia case from 1966, which, sounds like a really great case. I love multi-witness cases that involve police officers and whatnot. In 1967, we had the famous Falcon Lake, Manitoba sighting. And I just kind of wanted to have a little discussion about the similarities between, they're a year apart. They're both silent. They both seem controlled, intelligent movements, and structured metallic craft, hovering with precision. But the physical effects of Stephen Mahalik, with the grid burn and that. And I had a conversation with Michael Schratt about, the fact that it had exhaust and had this great pattern. Do you think that it makes it less likely to be an extraterrestrial craft and more? I mean, that's a pretty good case. It seems like it's extraterrestrial, don't you think? I mean,
I believe it is extraterrestrial. And the
yeah.
reason why I believe that is I don't believe in 1967, even though they were testing weird looking craft, some of them looking like flying saucers. I don't think one would land in the middle of Manitoba, of all places.
Yeah.
And I believe there was, correct me if I'm wrong, I think there was 2 craft there, one above and one that was on the ground.
I think that is correct. And I know his glove is at the National UFO Historical Record Center, the one he touched the craft with. And the physical evidence in that case is pretty compelling, just kind of like Betty and Barney Hill and Betty's dress. I mean, there are cases with some evidence that I find very interesting. So
yeah, and that's what I think. Like this case to me, Falcon Lake, I think if it happened in the United States, it would be considered one of the top 3 cases of all time. Probably top 2 between, in my opinion, Betty and Barney Hill being number 1 and number 2, and in my case, number 3 being Travis Walton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's an extremely important case that does not get enough attention regarding the evidence. Okay. Not just photographic evidence of what happened to him, but the clothing, the radiation, the doctor's notes, everything that is on there. There is a ton of evidence regarding this. Chris Rutkowski, Canadian UFO researcher, I mean, he has done an immaculate job at bringing all of this information to light. Even getting to know the Mahalik family. And I just think that if this was in any other place, if it was in the UK or if it was in, the United States, especially the Falcon Lake incident, would be in the top 2 to 3.
I agree. And you know what other case doesn't get enough attention for all its physical evidence as well is the 1974 case out of Medicine Bow, Wyoming, with the elk and also one and the shell casing that was turned inside out and the impression of a box on the ground and the medical records and I mean the witness testimony and I mean there's so much to that case and I'm just like, why is the Carl Higdon case not as big as some of these others you hear about time and time again? It's like there's so much to that case. We got to bring that one back out to life. So have you heard of the Yukon giant UFO in 1996?
No.
Yeah, this was dozens of people across the Yukon, from truck drivers, hunters, families. Yeah. What?
That's pretty much everybody because there's only dozens of people in the Yukon.
Exactly. Even the Royal Canadian Mounted Police officers witnessed a massive silent craft cross multiple towns. It's actually dubbed the Phoenix Lights of Canada. It was structured, enormous, slow moving, completely silent, seen by people across 200 miles, blocking out stars as it passed. They kind of compare this to the Cordell chase in Georgia because it was seen for 200 miles. So that it's one that came up in comparison to some of the Georgia sightings. So it kind of speaks of these UFO corridors. And I know in the past there's been many, well, maybe not many, but a few books written on, different parallels that maybe UFOs are attracted to. What do you think of that theory? Is it the 32nd or 34th or it's on my shelf over there?
Oh my goodness.
Ley lines.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm in one of those ley line areas where I live where a lot of people do believe that there is an increase in UFO sightings around these ley line areas. Now, I will be honest with you, I'm not really sure if I believe that. I'm not sure if I even know what a ley line is. Have I read up on them? Yeah, but I mean, it's confusing stuff here, So I do believe there are corridors or hot spots all around. I remember talking to your friend and ours here, David Marler, about these black triangle hotspots that seem to pop up around the United States and around the world. And in fact, where I used to live near Vancouver was a hotspot for black triangle sightings.
Mm-hmm.
And David didn't even know about that one. And
Right.
so it makes me very, very curious because I do believe that there are these UFO corridors that are literally byways and highways on how to get in and out of here.
Right.
And obviously it's not just going to be one highway or one per country or one per state. They are going to be, areas where I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but there are these areas that are just red hot.
Right. And there have been researchers and investigators. Cheryl Costa, she's great with the statistics and, trying to find like what do these places have in common? Is it because they're rural? Is it because it's water? Is it because they're highly magnetic? Is it, military bases? Is it where we store nuclear facilities and on and on and on? And, it could be all of the above. Right. So I'm with you. I think that, yeah, there's maybe something to some of that data, but on the other hand, we get reports just everywhere. It doesn't, sometimes they don't follow a pattern. So I don't know, but I love these multiple witness cases. and these things that are just popping in and popping out. If you go to my Rocky Mountain Ranch Research YouTube channel, I have a couple sightings that just came in that, you can't see these craft with your naked eye, but we have some data that a witness brought in, and they were triangulating with their UFO sensors and data. So they had the night vision, military grade, night vision, and they're able to see these strange lights that are doing exactly like they were reported in Georgia. You move, take them away, and you're trying to see them with a naked eye, and you can't see them. So is that our own secret tech that we have, or is it something else? I don't know, but they're moving very strangely. In one of the videos that I have up there on the channel now, you have two lights that come together, and a third one is just, it's not a jet. You can see actually a jet fly through, and it has you could tell that that's what it is. So it's really compelling, and we're getting more and more of these cases and reports right now, just all over the place. So
Hey, I was just curious before we let you go here for tonight. Did you happen to see the UFO video of the alleged NASA feed cut from the ISS?
no, is this something recent?
Yeah, apparently it happened about a week and a half ago or so, where they had their feed going, and there's like a pyramid flying through, and then it disappears, and then it reappears in the middle of the screen. And it is pretty intense, to be blunt.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to look that up as soon as I get off.
I actually have it here.
Oh,
Let
cool.
me show you. Where is it here? It's right here.
At the work volume, we're going to have the UV lights running for decon, and we don't want you entering that work volume while it's still in work.
Absolutely. I will not do anything inside the work volume.
Here it comes.
Thanks for the heads up.
Excellent config. You're very welcome. And just to kind of smooth things over, when we do come back, KU, you'll be on space to ground 3 for your ops today with Shankini.
And now it's going to reappear right in the middle. You're going to see it fly right back in.
3 with Shankini. Thanks.
And in this video, for our radio audience, the craft seems to be lit up by 3 lights, and then it looks like it's almost shaped like a pyramid. It's very, very weird in order to actually determine whether or not this is a UFO or whether it is something a little bit more. Now, many people believe that this alleged video, and I'm not saying that I'm buying it 100% or not. A lot of people are saying, Katie, that this is what NASA does. They cut the feed every time something strange is flying by.
What are their comments? What do they say it is?
I apologize.
What do they say it is?
NASA?
Yeah.
They're not responding at all. This was grabbed from their feed right before it got cut. Because there's always people monitoring it in the UFO community.
Huh. You think they would have to comment on something like that? That's incredible. In researching Georgia too, I'm going through looking at some of these videos of just recent things that they've caught. And there's a woman sitting out. She wasn't, I don't believe, in her hot tub, but sitting outside. And to me, it looks like 3 lights kind of, but it's very unusual looking. Could be a rocket perhaps, but I don't know. It's really strange. But this was, just in the last few years. But it kind of, nobody is commenting on her video either. And if it's something like that, you think they would, but yeah, no, that's crazy. And it's not the only cases of pyramid type craft like that. So that's fascinating. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. See, they're going to have to comment on that if people demand it, you would think.
You'd hope so.
Yeah, you would think. But anyway, that's all we have for the encounters this week.
Katie, you are the best. Tell everybody where they can find Rocky Mountain Ranch Research.
Right there where Dave said, Rocky Mountain Ranch Research on YouTube with Katie Page. And if you can give me a subscribe, that would be awesome. I appreciate that. And you can also find me at RockyMountainRanchResearch.org.
Love you, my friend. You have
See you
yourself
next
a
week.
wonderful night. We'll talk to you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the latest bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
Loud noises! I am good at things, fighting and reading the news.
It's time once again for Spaced Out Radio's Weird News of the Week.
Well, if you ever get this surgeon, you may want to think twice. Why? On January 13th last year, this is just coming to light. January 13th last year, a man who suffered a traumatic brain injury following a forestry accident was raced to a hospital in Austria for urgent life-saving surgery. However, while this operation was a success, before its completion, a neurosurgeon reportedly had her 12-year-old daughter cut a hole in the guy's head. Imagine that. Allegedly, her daughter was given a medical drill to create a hole in the patient's skull to create a probe. And according to prosecutor Julia Steiner, the mom allegedly proudly declared that her daughter had just drilled her first borehole. Yeah. The indictment finds that while the operation on the patient went well, the risk cannot be downplayed. Steiner also said the move posed an incredible lack of respect for the patient as well. However, both the doctor and neurosurgeon pleaded not guilty to minor bodily harm in court. The surgeon's attorney said in defense of the medic that the youngster didn't actually do anything. The child did not drill, he said, insisting the doctor had overall control of the equipment. Yeah. Either way, I think this patient's in for some money. I really do. I would flip out if that happened to me. Yet the neurosurgeon further stated that her daughter had been studying in her office throughout most of the day, but had followed her when she was called into the operating room. She disputes having seen the alleged drilling moment, stating she was standing in the back of the room and was distracted. When prosecutors pressed if she had put pressure on the doctor to keep quiet, she really reported, "I wanted to protect him." It is also believed that the doctor, the neurosurgeon that is, told other staff at the hospital it was just drilling that her daughter had been involved in when an investigation was launched. Yeah, Stephen Wolfsberger, head of neurosurgery at the hospital, claimed to have received an anonymous letter about the matter, stating he couldn't believe it. The verdict of the case has been postponed until December 10th. What a way to throw away your career. You worked that hard in school. Well, you've heard of Florida man. How about Virginia raccoons? A Virginia liquor store has an unusual patron. I can't even say the word tonight. An inebriated raccoon was found passed out in one of the store's bathrooms. According to the Hanover Country Animal Protection and Shelter, authorities found the masked bandit collapsed in the bathroom, absolutely wasted, of the Ashland ABC store Saturday morning, this past Saturday, where the furry burglar had ransacked shelves and drank multiple types of alcohol. In a social media post, officials said that the very intoxicated raccoon was gone back to the shelter to sober up, throw him in the drunk tank, releasing him back into the wild after he sobers up. After a few hours of sleep and zero signs of injury, other than a hangover and probably regretting some poor life choices, the raccoon was safely released back into the wild, hopefully having learned that breaking and entering is not the answer. Somehow I don't think this will cause him to stop, because that's what raccoons do. Yep. He's got one story to tell his friends. My goodness. What else we got? You know, the one thing that I cannot stand, I don't know if you've ever worked in companies that have an HR department. To me, they are the burden of every employee. Because really, they're not there to help you. They're there to protect the butts of the bosses. Well, here's another one to throw into the grinder for the HR departments and why they need to be disbanded. A human resources director working for a government institution has been accused of drugging more than 200 women in an effort to make them need to urinate at difficult moments during their job interviews. Sylvie Delazen, yeah, that's probably the last name, was among more than 240 women targeted by Christian Negre, the HR director at the French Cultural Ministry. A lawsuit filed against Negre and reviewed by the outlet claims that he slipped a strong illegal diuretic into coffee or tea that he had personally offered to the female candidates when they arrived for interviews. The lawsuit states that after giving them the drug drink, Negre would propose taking the interview outside for a walk. He would then intentionally lead the women on a long, winding route away from bathrooms. So when they had the utter urge to urinate, they were stuck. They were forced to either endure intense discomfort, relieve themselves in public, or even end up wetting their own clothes. It's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out. This is why you cannot trust an HR department. That is for sure. Yep. Under the pretext of a sexual fantasy, this is about power and domination over women's bodies through humiliation and control, according to an attorney looking into the case and representing many of the victims. Yes, this one's going to cost some money. And good for those ladies for getting this lawsuit in. No woman should ever be embarrassed like that. Ever. Not what we do. As we say hello to Mr. Ron Bumblefoot Thal. Rocket in the background with Little Brother is watching. Bumblefoot is the official music of Spaced Out Radio, rocking us in and out of every single show. Get your horns up for the guitar god himself. Special thanks to everybody listening in at work, at home, in your cars, wherever you may be. Thank you to everyone in our chat rooms tonight. YouTube, Twitch, LGAB, Facebook, Spreaker, LinkedIn, the Space Travelers Club, and on X at hashtag Spaced Out Radio. Remember, this show is copyright by Spaced Out Radio and Bigfoot Broadcasting Limited. Thank you so much for choosing to share your evening with us, because together, my friends, we own the night. Mr. Bumblefoot, we need a favor. We need you to take us home. Yes, the Woo train has docked for the night, but soon, my friends, we shall ride again. Your seats are always available. Your tickets never expire. And if you want to bring a friend, we've got room for them too. Good night, everybody. Good job, audience. Very good job. Right with you. I'm kind of miffed that my chair broke. I'm going to have to figure this out now. That just bugs me. Really bugs me. But it's done well. It's been a good chair. Sure, it's probably time for one that's new, but what am I looking for? That's what I'm looking for right there. Now, hopefully I didn't butcher this show. I will know here momentarily. I just have a feeling that I may have. You just get that. I would love a recliner in here. It's only big enough for about a love seat in here, though. And I would look at putting a recliner type studio in here if I actually had a studio where people could come in here. But since nobody really comes in here but me, there's really no need. Those hover chairs are amazing. Lee Strauss had one when he was up here for Flight 21. Oh my God. That may be the greatest chair ever. Not going to lie. Those hover chairs are incredible. If you ever want cool things to take out into the forest, contact Lee Strauss. Why hasn't it showed up? Oh, there it is. Not ready to yet. Every one of our episodes ends around 2:53 to 2:54. In here. Come on. It's not ready yet. As we all sit here in anticipation. Try it again. Ready to download? Nope, not yet. It really takes. Oh, there we go. Now it's ready. Now it's ready. Let's see how this sounds. I'm worried about this. I think I may have forgot one of my dials I think I turned it up because I was struggling hearing our guest tonight. He was very quiet at times. So that's why I put the headphones on and I turned his dial up. But I think this one dial may be for the computer that goes in to my other computer. I don't think so, but I still got to check it. See how this sounds. Hopefully I didn't butcher myself tonight. A UFO / ET experiencer.
After that, and that.
I'm good. We're good. Hey, would you look at that? Oh, how nice. All right, everybody. Thank you to T-Bone tonight for the super chat and gifting 2 memberships. Thank you to Kitty Cattywack. We greatly appreciate you. Tomorrow night on the show, Olaf Phillips is going to be here. Weird UFO and Black Ops stories. We're going to get into that and some disclosure and a little bit more. So it'll be a fun night tomorrow night. Make sure you tune us on in. Reminder to all of you, if you haven't already, hit subscribe, ring that bell. We greatly appreciate you guys supporting us. And if you haven't already, because we are fighting the algorithms here, we'd appreciate if after the show, you can leave a comment and give us a thumbs up or down. It really does help, believe it or not. We will see you tomorrow night. Thank you for being an awesome audience. And we'll do it all again in 21 hours. Take care.
Stay healthy, my friend.
You too.
You need bail money, give me a call.
Always, Dad. Take care.
You too.